Welcome to the deep dive. Today we're plunging into the digital labyrinth, really trying to pull apart the hidden dangers of social media.
That's right.
You've sent us a wealth of sources showing how these platforms, their, let's say, sneaky algorithms and the content they push can truly impact our well-being and society itself, really.
Yeah.
Our mission today, to pull out the most vital takeaways, just for you.
It's really about understanding the intricate architecture that has so profoundly reshaped modern life.
Right.
And while social media offers these incredible ways to connect, get information, it's also brought significant and frankly growing dangers we absolutely need to confront.
Okay, let's unpack this then. How do these social media algorithms actually function, and what makes them so effective at keeping us, glued to our screens?
But what's truly fascinating is their core engineering, right? Algorithms aren't just showing you stuff you happen to like.
Mm-hmm.
They're dynamic, sort of invisible forces, constantly predicting what will keep you most engaged based on your past behavior, clicks, shares, everything. Their ultimate goal, it's maximizing your attention and your screen time. Think about TikTok's For You page.
Oh, yeah.
It just keeps serving up new, perfectly tailored content. Or Facebook's feed, prioritizing posts likely to get those likes and shares.
And this goes deeper than just showing us content we might like, doesn't it? How does this actually tap into our biology?
That's where it gets truly impactful. These AI systems are engineered to continuously tailor your feed. And doing that intensely activates your brain's reward centers. It's not just forming a habit. This process fundamentally alters dopamine pathways.
Wow.
It fosters a dependency that honestly bears strong resemblances to substance addiction.
Really?
Yeah. And adolescents seem particularly vulnerable to this whole dopamine cycle. It makes it incredibly difficult for users to just, put the phone down and prolonged engagement. It might even alter brain activity in regions vital for decision-making and emotional regulation.
Okay, so here's where this digital labyrinth takes another turn. How do these algorithms feed into creating those isolated online communities, the echo chambers and filter bubbles we hear so much about? Is there a difference?
Yeah, there's a key difference. Think of it like this. Filter bubbles are more of a consequence. The algorithm inadvertently narrows what you see, creating your own unique universe of information by filtering out stuff it thinks isn't relevant to you.
Got it.
Echo chambers, though, are a bit more deliberate. They're social groups that actively discredit, undermine trust in any information that contradicts what they already believe.
So in an echo chamber, it's not just that we're unknowingly missing things, but we're actively told, don't trust that source. That active distrust sounds, powerful.
Precisely. And this algorithmic behavior powerfully reinforces our own confirmation bias.
Makes sense.
It feeds users more and more of what they already agree with, creating this self-reinforcing pattern that just narrows your worldview. It's deeply intertwined with their business model. Maximizing viewership, right?
Right. Eyeballs.
Exactly. And this homogenizes information, erodes trust in diverse sources. You saw this, for example, in the 2024 Indonesian presidential election. Supporters in online echo chambers developed this skewed perception of widespread support that just didn't match reality.
So, pulling this all together, what does it mean for us, especially for young people? The mental health implications seem particularly stark.
They really are. When we connect the dots, the numbers are alarming. There's a consistent link between social media use and a sharp decline in mental health.
How so?
Increased anxiety, depression, psychological distress. For adolescents, we saw a staggering 52% rise in major depression just between 2005 and 2017.
52%.
Wow. And among teens with the highest social media use. 10% expressed suicidal intent or engaged in self-harm. That's double the rate of those who used it the least.
That's deeply disturbing. And what role do the algorithms themselves play when it comes to amplifying potentially harmful content?
They play a direct and deeply concerning role. TikTok's recommendation algorithm, for example, has been shown to push self-harm and eating disorder content to teens, sometimes within minutes of them showing just a flicker of interest.
Minutes?
Yeah. And the tragic case of Molly Russell in the UK, she died by suicide. Her social media feeds. Over 2,000 posts related to suicide and self-harm.
Oh my God.
And beyond mental health, social media is also a primary channel for misinformation. Falsehoods are about 70% more likely to be shared than factual information.
70%.
It fuels radicalization, too. By 2016, something like 87% of individuals engaged in political extremism were using social media to promote their agenda. That's way up from just 8% in 2005.
Huge jump.
And we've seen how this can spill over into real-world violence. The storming of the U.S. Capitol on January 6th is a tragic example.
It really sounds like navigating this labyrinth is incredibly complex. So what can be done? Both by, us as individuals and maybe by the platforms, lawmakers.
Right. As individuals, you can definitely cultivate critical digital literacy. Always try to verify information, maybe check with qualified professionals. And proactively adjust your privacy settings. That helps.
Okay.
For parents, monitoring usage, setting clear boundaries, maybe encouraging tech-free zones, those are crucial steps.
Practical advice?
Platforms themselves, they use AI and human moderation. But look, significant challenges remain. There are big concerns around freedom of speech, potential bias and moderation, and just the sheer resources needed for it to be truly effective.
And what about legislative action? Is anything happening on that front?
Absolutely. There's legislation like the Platform Accountability and Transparency Act, PATA. It aims to give researchers access to platform data and forced disclosures about these recommender algorithms.
Interesting.
There's also the Algorithmic Justice and Online Platform Transparency Act, which proposes similar requirements for platforms to assess, disparate outcomes of their algorithms.
So assessing the impact.
Exactly. But there's a fundamental tension here, right? Between the platform's need to maximize engagement for profit and the societal demand for user safety. It's a real conflict.
This deep dive has really laid bare the complex dangers baked into social media's design and these algorithms.
Indeed it has. And for you, the listener, understanding these intricate mechanisms hopefully empowers more critical engagement with this digital world we all live in.
Yeah.
The crucial question this raises, I think, is, can we, as a society, actually compel a fundamental shift, move platforms away from just focusing on engagement metrics towards the holistic well-being of their users?
Or is regulation the only answer?
Or will robust external regulation be the only path to a healthier, maybe safer digital future?
Yeah.
Definitely something for us all to consider.